All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. We're heading into our 3-day weekend, so we got to push through today to make sure that we catch up as much as possible. So I want to go over your persuasive essay prompt and rubric, but I want to make sure that you understand your attendance credit for today for those of you that are not on Zoom. I understand that you might not be in a position to be completing your final persuasive essay today, but at least one of your missing assignments need to be submitted before midnight to earn your attendance credit, because that ensures that you're working within our course and not necessarily the day. So if you haven't taken some of those easy multiple choice quizzes, double check that, okay? Open up your grades and look, or click on the MP4 assignments document, which I'll update today, and click on those links and get those quizzes done or get those easy grades done. That will ensure your attendance credit if you're not ready to complete your final draft today. However, your final draft is a major grade, so you want to make sure at some point that you get it done. When you see my example and you see actually how short the essay really is, it cannot be long, then I don't feel like it'll be as daunting or overwhelming for you to complete, especially because we've done it in so many little pieces. So I'm going to remind you of your prompt and what should go in your thesis statement, especially since several of you have not really turned that in yet. And so it's really difficult for me to give you feedback on it when I don't have anything to work with. So your prompt is write an essay stating your position, your opinion on whether learning always has a positive effect. You cannot tell me it sometimes does and sometimes doesn't. It's the word always means you have to say yes, it always does, or no, it doesn't always positively affect a person's life, okay? So again, you have to clearly answer the prompt. Yes and no is not a clear answer. It's yes or no. So that means it needs to take a position. And the fact that it's an informed opinion means you need to go through that pre-writing process. That is what informs your opinion. And then from that pre-writing process, you need to generate at least 1 to 3 reasons that prove it, right? Why would you say it doesn't always? How do I know? What are those reasons? And so in this right here, here's my pre-writing using my sample prompt. Remember, I'm not writing the essay that you're writing. I wrote a different one, so that way you can see how to write an essay, not necessarily on your prompts, because then I would bias you and then you would write the essay that I wrote, right? Nobody wants that. But you can see how to do the pre-writing here. I did 2 different styles, and then at the bottom of this document is my sample thesis statement. And you can see that I color-coded my reasons within that. So that's something that you want to go back and reference, okay? And then if you want to click here to yesterday's 11-minute essay draft, these are all the things we talked about, right? Here's the rubric. Here is the copy of your document. Here's also, my example. When you open that up, you can click on it and see my 11-minute essay draft, okay? It's going to look pretty familiar today when you see my final, because I didn't really have to do a lot. Once I did that 11-minute draft and I sat there and typed for 11 minutes. It didn't take me very long. All I did was copy and paste things over. I polished a couple of things. I took some sentences out, and I was done. And this whole final essay took me 10 minutes, if that. So from beginning to end, if you actually just do the process, it's really only 30 minutes from pre-writing to final draft. So that's indicative of what you're going to do next week on STAR. And remember, your STAR is 1 week from today, and it is online, and you need to request a Northside Chromebook if you don't already have one. You are not allowed to take the STAR exam on your own personal computer, and it will not be taken from home. So if you have not requested a device from NISD, you need to do so ASAP, okay? Okay, so because we're going to be writing this essay online, I want to make sure that we don't write longer than what's going to be expected next week. So if you want to click here, you can open up the rubric again, and if not, that's fine. But we do need to make sure that we're scoring in the 3 to 4 range. So here's your template. I did remind you to use your 11-minute essay draft from yesterday to help you write it, okay? So here's the title. You would just either copy and paste things from your 11-minute essay draft or type it straight on this document. When you click here, this is my draft, and you'll notice it's very short, super short, and I copied a lot from my 11-minute essay draft. I had to take some stuff out of here. I borrowed it from my my pre-writing document, right? Because I didn't really put everything in my 11-minute essay draft. So I went back and looked at what I pre-wrote, and I just kind of cut and pasted things. I really didn't add a lot. I just kind of took some things out, and I took some stuff from some pieces that I had already read. And really, that's what this final draft should be. You're piecing things together. What have you already written? Rather than having to sit here and write it from scratch, and then it doesn't make sense. So this whole essay is it. And in fact, it is kind of quite long. So it's about 1,530 characters, and I'll show you how to find that. The limit on STAR is 1750. So yours probably needs to be around the length of mine, maybe a couple of sentences more here or there, but it is short. It is not long at all. It's only a few sentences per paragraph, which is why it's not asking much to just think about what you want to write, think about it in short spurts, put things together, and then you're done. What's color coded are the things that we've gone over. So there's my thesis. The two different colors here are my claims. This blue sentence right here is from my pre-writing, and this green sentence here is identical from my 11-minute essay draft. So this would score a 4, okay? This would not be a bad essay at all. It's got all the components. It clearly answers the prompt. It takes a clear position. It is always better to do this, right? So for you, it'd be learning does not always have positive effects, or learning does always have. Like learning always does this. Then you do need to have these two reasons, right? Why? Because it does this, and because it does this. This one is about road rage, and I kind of talked about what I pre-wrote. This one is about social media, and then of course I have my conclusion. And I don't repeat anything, right? I'm very mindful about how to use my words, so I don't repeat things. So the way to find out how many characters you have is by highlighting whatever it is that you wrote. Then you're going to go to Tools and Word Count. And right here where it says characters, you want to look at characters excluding spaces or characters total. Like right there, it's kind of around where it needs to be. I looked at it without spaces. I'm pretty sure that's how STAR does it. We'll find out, right? But ultimately, you'll see that it's very short. It's like maybe a little more than half a page if you're writing, and my font is size 13. Okay, so hopefully that gives you a little bit of just kind of like ease your mind about being anxious about writing a whole essay. Like it's not that long, guys. It really isn't. So you can definitely do this and get it done before the end of the weekend. Or if you need to make sure that you start catching up, because now at this point you'll have 5 or 6 grades in the grade book. That's a lot to make up at one time. So I know that all of us are struggling to kind of cope with motivation and stuff. If you need to, come back to school. If not, then try to do little things at a time, because nobody wants to sit here and do 12 assignments at the end of the grading period. I don't want to do that. I don't want to grade 12 of your assignments at once. You don't even want to do them all at once. So do yourself a favor, turn in at least 1 or 2 easy things now, and then work on things little by little. But the further we get, ahead, the more you have to make up and stay on top of things, and it's not going to be, fun for anybody. So I'm here for you if you need anything. I look forward to seeing you guys on Zoom if you guys are able to, and have a great 3-day weekend. Take care.